Hello and welcome to a new episode of 4 Minutes of History, Art and Culture in Vienna with your virtual city guide, Akim Fernandina Guru. So we are still in the 15th century and now I'll talk to you about Frederick III of Habsburg. The first of this dynasty became Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. That means that he was crowned by the Pope in Rome. In Rome, he married his wife too, a very young princess from Portugal. Her name was Eleonora from Portugal, and she was related to this Isabella from Castilla, the one helped Christopher Columbus to take this journey to discover America. Frederick was a very interesting person, and he became afterwards, a nickname was the Arch Sleepyhead of the Holy Roman Empire. Very funny, very nice. Why that? Because he was not so powerful as Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, and two, because he was not doing too much. What we have to say about him in Vienna is that, for example, we have to give thanks to him about the northern tower of St. Stephen. In his time, the basement were put, and we have a nice legend around it. The legend tells that in this year, in the 40s of the 15th century, the wine was so sour, so acid, that he said, hey, come on, no one can drink this wine, so we can use it, don't waste it, but we can use it to build the basement of this tower. So this Frederick was a very intelligent person. I think he was very patient and he survived all his enemies. For example, the King of Hungary, Matthias Corvinus, who was able to conquer Vienna and to be here too. He survived his brother too. His brother's name was Albrecht VI of Habsburg, and he was besieged by him in the style of Game of Thrones, we can say, for 4 months altogether. Another legend here, it was said that Frederick had to eat some pigeons during these 4 months. Very, very nice. And what he had to see too is that his wife, Eleonora, was attacked. She was ambushed by knights, and that her underwear was stolen too. So this Frederick was a person who was able to make Vienna to an independent bishopy, for example. He confirmed this Privilegium Maius, was invented by this Rudolf IV of episode number 11, and this was the basement to that became Habsburg so important in history. You'll see it then. And what we know too about him is that, for example, we have the first documented amputation of a leg in world history. His left leg had to be had to be amputated, and this happened in Vienna in the public and while he was still conscious. So it's a very interesting person about him. He lived in the Renaissance era at the same time as Leonardo da Vinci lived, for example. So it's this time of discoveries, of Rinascimento, the rebirth of a lot of things. So we are shooting this episode here because exactly behind me we have the Disciples Choir of St. Stephen, where he is buried, exactly in the St. Stephen's Church, and he has a very, very big grave, long from here to this point, and from this point then to this point, and high like that, all of red marble from Salzburg, very, very hard to be carved. So when you want to know more about him, you came to Vienna. When you want to see his grave, you have to go into the St. Stephen Cathedral, or you can book one of my colleagues or one of my live tours. So we see us then next week for the next episode of 4 Minutes of History, Art and Culture. Thank you very, very much for watching. And when you like it, leave me a thumb up, leave me some comments, subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day, have fun. Thank you very, very much. The historicals, is this English? I don't know. Is it adaptation? I forgot it. My gosh, of the Haley. So we are still in the 5th. Frederick III had a very he had not a fancy name, he was given funny. He became very nice fancy names. And she was, what's the term for this? She was, I'll talk to you, I need to find it, she was related to.